Hello neighbors, welcome to Short Meadow. It's about 27 degrees outside today, so it's a little bit too cold to be working there. So I've decided to come inside and work on some new tables that I'm building. In January, I am going to start offering workshops to people who are interested in learning how to plant native plants and trees, and also to design their garden. And I've had these laminated plastic tables for a long time, and I don't want anything fancy, but I do want something that has a little bit more natural wood to it, and that suits my current needs better. So today I'm putting together these simple plank tables that we'll be able to use easily for doing our workshops and enjoying one another's company. So come on with me and let's get started. So I'm learning how to do these tables, and it isn't easy, primarily because I don't have a lot of tools that I can use. I'm not running out and buying new equipment all the time. And I've decided though that I do need these tables. So I'm doing the best I can with what I got to create a nice table. Now these boards are like most boards you get at Home Depot or Lowe's or anywhere these days, not in the greatest shape. So I'm having to do a little bit of work to get them where I need them. Oh, that's not good. Let's see here. Okay. So I got them in the middle. So I'm going to start on this side, and as you can see, these boards just are not in perfect shape, and I don't have good clamps at this point. So I'm just going to take and try to use sheer leg power to get these in. Okay. There we go. I'll do one side, and then I'll do some jumping up and down before I put these in. You know, a one-person operation does cause some challenges, but we do what we can. So what I'm doing is right now with this bigger bit is you can see that there's a very small dip in the, sort of like a triangle in the top of the screw. And what I don't want to do is have that sit out, and I also don't want to break the board. So I'm just drilling a little bit, I mean a very little bit, so that the board has a place to sit. Now, just a little word of warning. If you're starting out doing this, you need to do what I've been trying to do, which is watch a lot of videos and learn how to do it. I'm not the best, but I wanted to show you what I'm trying to do in this little place. Okay. Let's see, we want those to be like that. This works well. I'm going across this way so that hopefully, I can pull these even, not just from the sides when I'm ready, but also top and bottom, so that it's a much more firm and solid table. Okay. And again, this would be made a heck of a lot easier if I had all the right equipment. But since I don't, you and I are just going to try to do this as best we can. So I have that as close as I can right now. And I want to push down on this board as much as I can. Okay. I'm not too worried about having a little bit of a gap between these boards, because I actually kind of like that. We were up at Norris Dam State Park over Thanksgiving, and their tables had a little gap in them, and I really liked the look of that. Now, once I get all this done, what I will do is sand down the boards to try to make them flat, and then put some polyurethane on them. I haven't decided yet whether I want to stain them or keep them this color. I welcome your thoughts. Once I get the tables built, I will go ahead and show you what they look like in the room plain, and then your thoughts, your comments would be greatly appreciated. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay. One thing that I learned on the first one was make sure that you get screws that aren't too long. Now that sounds pretty basic, but it is important for success. Now, once these try and get set, I'll come back and put in a full board right across here so that there's something on the edges as well. But right now, I'm frankly just focused on getting these in. Okay. I enjoy doing this. I'm not great at it, but my dad was a builder. He did that, built about 7 cabins in his free time. Actually, it might have been a little bit more than that. Over his years when we lived in Pennsylvania. And I never learned anything from him about this other than just to watch and observe. And the one thing that he did teach me is don't be afraid to try it. And the other thing is it's not going to be perfect. You just do the best you can. But I'll tell you, those cabins were beautiful. So, there's one. Now, let's get the other one in here. You can see this board is just jumping up and down. I'll deal with that in a few minutes. But first, I really have to get the side that's up right in place. Went the wrong way again. Yeah, don't be afraid to risk trying something new. I'm in my 60s right now. I'm not going to tell you where in my 60s. But I finally just said, you know what the fuck? I love this, I want to do it, and I'm going to do it. And frankly, in some ways that was my feeling all of my life. But now when I'm dealing with my passion stuff, wow, it's really important for me just to go and do it. All right, let's see here. This is where I need to really apply some pressure. Okay, so those are down. Now you can see that this board is just 2 things with it. One is it's separating a little bit this way, and the other is this board is a lot higher than that board. So I'm going to do a couple things. One is I'm going to drill that hole. And like I said, if there's a little gap, I'm not going to sweat it. I can sand that down, and I've already checked to make sure that a piece of paper can sit on one of these boards. So if it's a little bit gappy, people shouldn't have a problem writing on it. But I do want to make sure I get it as good as possible. But imperfections in life are okay. And we always strive for perfection, but man, we're human beings. And that perfection, well, it's almost always elusive. I'm going to say almost, but I haven't found it yet. Maybe you have. If you have, let me know. I want to learn from you. Okay, now, just start. Now, try to pull these together as much as possible. And then push this down. Okay. Now, one more to go. Right here. Yeah. These boards aren't the best, and I've tried to get as good as you get, but man, there just aren't great boards. Always try to have your bits screwed in tightly. Unfortunately, I do that. Forget to do that more often than not. But it seems to be okay. Let's see here now. Just two more to go. Okay, I do measure things. And let's see here. May not look like it sometimes, but I do. Alright, so I know that this is actually 72 inches long. So this is 36 from end to middle. So I'm going to put a mark here at the 18, so I know where I'm headed. If you're looking under my table, if you want to look under my table to see my marks, that's okay with me. I'm not going to stop you. Alright, now let's see here. Now, obviously this is never going to be a dining room table. Obviously this is just for in here, but it's going to be nice. No question about that. Okay. There we go. Now let's go down here and do this one. Yeah, probably. I'll probably slam those out, but I'm not making any promises. Okay. Now, let's get these things ready. see this, but I did pre-mark these so I know where the middle is on each one. I'm not just guessing when I'm putting those down. Okay, there's that. Glue. I grew up with Elmer's. Love it a lot. I have some of that Gorilla Glue here, but you know, I'm happy with my Elmer's. I'm fixing a chair. I think you can see it behind me. I've used Gorilla Glue on that because that's an indoor chair, and I really want it to do well. Okay, see, now that lines up with my marks. My middle mark is right there, so I can be happy about that. All right, and let's get started here. Still middle, good. Still middle. I'm learning every day. I'm learning. It's like short meadow. If someone tells you they know it all, go talk to somebody else. There are a lot of smart people out there. There are a lot of experienced people out there. I do listen. I do listen. But I also know that we don't all got it all together. So I'm always watching for the people who are humble enough to say they don't know it all. Those are usually the people that aren't just pretty smart, but they're wise people as well. And that's what we really need in this world, are wise people. You can know it all, but if you don't have the wisdom, there's no sense in having it all. Look at that. You know, I know some of you are thinking this is taking a long time, but from this perspective, man, it is just going 100 miles an hour. Okay. Now this is where I'm jumping over to the next side, so I'm going to have to apply some pressure because these are uneven. So let me put this in first. This is where I got to bear down. There we go. again, I'll be bearing down. Okay, wow, just one more to go. Wow, that one's almost perfectly flat. Get my exercise here. You know, when I was a nonprofit executive director, well, nonprofit professional, and then an executive director for 11 years. Well, plus 4 more if you counted the time that I didn't get paid for, but with another nonprofit. But you know, I love the work I did. I loved it. But fundraising was killing me. So if you're a fundraiser in a nonprofit, you just have my deepest respect, especially if you're good at it. By the time we had a special effort over a 3-year period to raise money, I was a wreck. I had gained over 40 pounds. I had been diagnosed with diabetes, and I was also diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. I've lost, in the last 2 years, I've lost 40 pounds. Still big boy, but I'm working on that. Only because of my health. I want to be healthy. And then my levels most days are well within range. And with the exercise and the hard work that I have been doing, well, I barely noticed that I have arthritis, which is a great thing. Now, I'll tell you this, working out here, I woke up this morning after yesterday really sore. But it wasn't arthritis, it was just all the muscle working that I had been doing. Bending down, doing all of this work. So, I'm a little bit sore today, but I'm out here. There is nothing, whatever your challenge in life, there is something that you can do to make your world a little bit better and to make other people's world a little bit better. Me, I am working really hard to make our environment a little bit better, provide great resources for our native birds and insects and wildlife here in the urban setting, and also just creating a place that people can come and feel welcome and gain some peace. All of that's important to me. Oops, that's. As my friends in, see, camera shut off, so I had to restart it. But as my friends in the recovery communities remind me, this is about progress, not perfection. And this will have been a good day for progress. Okay. Okay, that's lined up. Alright, now, 2 more to go. I hope you find something in your world that you are passionate about. Maybe you don't know all about it already, but it's something that you'd like to learn about. It's something you'd like to do. And do it. Make the time for it. Don't wait till you leave your last job. Start now. Okay. Down on that. That's that. Last one, I'm going to screw that in really tight. One too deep. It'll still be okay. Okay, last one. There we go. Alright friends, let's bring this up and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, there's the top. That has to be sanded, and you can see that there are some even spaces. There are some gaps, but I'm using this in an urban native wildflower sanctuary. So once I get the side and the legs on, once I get it sanded down and either stained or polyurethane, I think it's going to look good. So, thanks for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you in future episodes here at Short Meadow.